Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Magic and that ninja. And as you know, we are the two masked weirdos. We are here for you. We have another show. It's going to be our Monday night show, and we're calling that Monday Morning. And not morning like morning, noon, and night. Morning like something that we are sad about, that gets on our nerves. That type of morning. So basically, this show, we're just going to be ranting. And tonight, the stuff that gets on our nerves, as you could see by the caption, is people taking our kindness for weakness.
Ooh, this is a subject that's near and dear to me. This is that ninja. Taking kindness for weakness. So I've dealt with that for as long as I can remember. I've always been a rather chill, violent person, and that's been in my nature. I come from a very community oriented mother and things like that. So that's always been my thing. Always been my nature to try to help where I can. But what I had to learn for myself is that there are some people when you do try to have a kind spirit towards them. Sometimes they take advantage of that to the point that they'll overuse and abuse you to get a particular thing that they want. Like once you get to the point where you no longer want to do it or can't do it for them, you become the meanest person in the entire planet. And that's a very big pet peeve for me. I do not like anybody taking any level of kindness that I share with them for weakness or try to use me in any type of way. Because I feel like if I go to this point of giving them the same energy that they've been giving me, they look at me as the bad guy. And that's how I feel on that. You want to speak on your thoughts as far as taking kindness for weakness?
No, just kidding. Oh, that is such a sensitive, such a triggering subject for me. I've always been a caring, sweet, loving, empathetic individual. I've always poured my heart out in everything that I do. I've always made sure that I thought about myself last in everything. I'm just constantly giving, giving, giving to the point where I don't have anything left. And one thing that I cannot stand about people is when they are constantly taking, taking, taking. And then when you need them, they're nowhere to be found. Or when you need them, they always have an excuse. It's kind of heartbreaking. That's why I have learned to stay to myself. That's why I've learned to, or not even learn to, but that's how I became to be more introverted. Like when I was a child, I was shy. I wouldn't even say that I was introverted. I was just shy, but I was goofy and happy go lucky. And people that notice that you have such a free, caring, giving spirit, they just love to find ways to basically destroy that. And it could be something as simple as having a friend that's just a gimme, gimme, gimme. Having somebody, like we talked about in the last show last night, your malignant narcissist. Or it could be a family member that is constantly trying to tear you down. I mean, it could be a whole lot of things, y'all. It could be it's just a conundrum of things. And it's so crazy in it all because I've always tried to remain positive. It's like so many things have happened to me at the hands of other people, and I still choose to remain happy. Now, I could have vengeful bones in my body. I could get back at those people, but it's just not in my nature because once again, I'm just not that kind of person. And people need to treat people like that with respect. They need to not even necessarily put us on a pedestal. We're not asking for that. We're just asking to be acknowledged for the people that we are. Because if we were mean and rude and nasty, oh, we get a whole bunch of publicity. You know? If we were evil, oh my gosh, this person is evil. Okay, but what about the nice little fairies that are around here cooking Thanksgiving dinners and giving them to the homeless and donating clothes to, and I'm not the richest person in the world, but donating clothes to women that are in shelters and stuff like that. Or even something as simple as sitting here talking to you guys. Sometimes people just need a person to talk to. And I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. I'm tired right now. Like mentally and just a little bit drained. But guess what? I came on here to talk to you guys. And then, hopefully I'm making somebody's day because I will always choose kindness and giving and loving over the opposite. You know what I mean? Like, I have a mantra, right? I like to do one kind deed of the day. And that's not because I need karma points. That's not because I feel like I have to right every wrong in the world. But like I said, if I can just make one person smile a day, that's just great. And I feel like people that are like me, we need to be protected. But once again, to get back to the subject of the show, I feel like a lot of people just like to take advantage of that. And it's not fair. It's really not fair. There are really, actually, really genuinely good people out here. And there's really bad people out here that are just taking advantage, taking kindness for weakness. It doesn't make any sense. So how do you cope with being in that situation? Like, how have you coped with it?
Well, I could tell you one thing. I've almost went to a point where I wanted to go on the other side, and Magic knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, some knots on the head type thing. But a lot of times, how I dealt with those type of situations, I just tend to realize that trying to punish that person really changed a thing for me. So instead, I'll protect my peace, move on, accept that that person is going to be who they are, and still continue to be the person I was raised to be, the person that I choose to be. And I just continue to always move forward in life.
And kind of like to piggyback off of that, y'all. Oh, before I go on, hey Clancy, thank you for the shining star. We really appreciate it. Jason, thank you for the follow. We see you, Jason. And also thank you for sharing the broadcast. We really appreciate that as well. I guess a way that I protect my peace is, like I said, I have totally become an introvert. I just can't deal. I can't deal with people. Because I feel like as soon as I start opening up to a person, it's not good for me. It's not good for my mental. As soon as I invite a person or a quote unquote friend or somebody I'm trying to be friends with into my life, it just never ends up good. I swear, I feel like a lot of people who are empaths just have like I don't know, like a target on their head. Like, hey, come get me. Come attack me. I'm a victim. Please. And I'm just like, why? I attract, and he knows. he's known me for over 10 years, so he knows my stories. I just seem to attract these energy vampires, these flying monkeys, these narcissists. And sometimes I just wonder, why me? Like, why? I mean, I don't feel like my aura is messed up. I don't feel like I'm operating at a lower vibration. And a lot of times I feel like even though I might not act like it, I feel like deep down inside, I have a lot more confidence than these people that are trying to hurt me and take advantage of me. But somehow, some way, they always find that little vulnerability in me, that little weakness, that little trigger. And sometimes they even manipulate it and use it against me. And that's wow. Like, if you're that type of person, if you're a manipulator, if you have to contort or change a situation to work in your favor, but also somehow, some way hurt another person, just stop it. You're doing too much. Like I said, there's people out here that don't deserve that. There are genuinely, I know it's hard to believe, y'all, but they really are genuinely some really, really good people in this world. I feel like these good people, they don't know who to turn to. They don't know where to go. They don't know who to talk to. They don't know where these other good people are at. So I feel like a lot of them, just like Ninja said, I mean, they just protect their peace. And just like I said, they just become really, really introverted, and they're not able to be the best person that they can be because, like I said, I feel like as soon as I step out there, there's always that vulture in the back just waiting.
That definitely makes sense. It's also sometimes it could be a certain level of understandable fear because, especially if you've been a empathetic person that has dealt with similar situations on many occasions. I'm thankful I've been around more people that have meant well than the opposite. But when I've come across those types, it becomes like very draining.
Yes, indeed.
It's like my energy just isn't the same, especially when I know I'm putting heart into it and I'm coming from an honest place. But as I got older, I came to this point of I did what I felt was right. I felt was what I wanted to do, and if that person chose not to reciprocate on their manner, that's on them. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to continue to be myself. It's just that I'd have to now deviate from that person because I can no longer give if my cup is empty.
Basically. Another way to definitely protect your peace is kind of to piggyback off what you said as well. Definitely agree. But setting boundaries. I am so hard, especially with my friends, especially with people that I really genuinely love and care about. It is very hard for me to set boundaries. For instance, right? A friend of mine will say, "Hey girl, I'm coming over." And I'd be like, thinking in my mind, like, oh, I'm tired. I've been dealing with the babies and the kids all day, my big kids all day. I'm tired. And I'd be like, oh, I'm just coming over for a second. Don't worry. And in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do this. But because I have difficulty setting boundaries, I'm like, sure, sure, yes, girl, come over. Let's have some fun. And then when I'm like sitting there sleepy, about ready to fall asleep, then they're like, oh, let's turn up for some more time. And I'm just like, no. But like I said, y'all, it's all about learning how to set boundaries. Like I said, I struggle with that myself. The only way that you can truly protect your peace is if you learn how to set boundaries, learn that it's okay to say no, and don't feel bad about it. Once again, I struggle with this myself.
So do I in that manner.
And basically, just trying your best to have respect for yourself so you aren't getting your energy sucked out. You aren't getting in situations you don't want to be in. You aren't in places you didn't want to go. Learn how to set boundaries. Learn how to say no. Learn how to, what's another one? What's another like boundary? Like what would you consider another part of setting boundaries?
Saying no, setting boundaries as far as space, time, things like that. Because a lot of empathetic folks and generous folks, and I've been guilty of this myself, especially when it comes to people that we care about, we tend to struggle with saying no sometimes. And we'll feel bad sometimes when we do say no. But when you have a certain boundaries and you're certain on something, you shouldn't have to feel a certain way about that.
And please stop making folks feel bad for saying no. We don't want to say no. We might just have something to do. Or like I said, we might just be tired. We might have been with the kids all day.
But that comes with understanding and having a certain level of emotional intelligence. In situations where some of my folks might be busy and can't talk to me, I'll be like, cool. I'll wait until they get to that point where they can talk to me, because we all go through certain things in life, job situations, holidays, blues, losing loved ones, or it could be something small. Whatever that is, always have a certain level of empathy for folks. Now, I'm not talking about those who you try to keep up with and they're not returning the same energy to you, and constantly doing that. I'm talking about just moments where sometimes the person has to recharge. There's nothing wrong with that.
I believe a lot of, well, there's the baby. Anyway, I believe that a lot of people don't get that chance. A lot of empathetic people, a lot of empaths, a lot of givers, a lot of doers. We don't have, or we don't get that chance to recharge. We don't get that chance to even have any inner peace. By the end of the day, we're exhausted because we've done 10 million things for other people and we haven't done anything for ourselves. Also, there's self-care, which also ties into all the other things. Taking time for yourself, you know what I mean? Self-care. It could be something as simple as taking 30 minutes out of the day for yourself to meditate, or 30 minutes out of the day to go to your favorite coffee shop, or 30 minutes out of the day to read a part of your novel that you've been trying to read for the past year, but you haven't been able to sit down and read it, you know? Or going to get your nails done. I mean, it could be anything. Going to get a massage if you have the money. You know what I mean? Try practicing self-care. And, you know, like I said, self-care, it's not about the money. You don't have to go to a lavish spa to have self-care. Like I said, it could be getting a simple cup of coffee or whatever, sitting down at your favorite bookstore or library and just reading, relaxing. That could be self-care. Looking at some meditation videos that your girl Magick got coming up on YouTube soon.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't try to bump. I'll say that.
Yeah. That could be self-care.
Also, standing firm in your decisions. That's a level of self care. That's a that's a level of self care in itself.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to do with spending money. All you guys out there that are empaths, empathic, all you guys that are givers, all you guys that are the doers, stop looking for validation in these people that take. Trust me, somehow, some way, someday, you will find your circle of people. I'm still looking for that circle of people, y'all, which is hard for me because I'm very introverted. I like staying in the house. But I'm like, if I don't get out, or if I don't network, if I don't talk to people, I'm not going to find my people. But hey, maybe you guys are my people. Maybe you guys are my weirdos. I don't know. Maybe you guys are here for a reason. Who knows? But I know you're here with me now. So, hey, you just never know. Like, don't give up. You will find your circle. You will find your people. And if you feel lonely sometimes, it's okay. Sometimes loneliness is a good time. Sometimes being lonely is a time to self-reflect. Sometimes being lonely could be a blessing. I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to tell you why. Once you learn how to set boundaries, do your self-care, and start sticking up for yourself, all those fake people that were around you, all those takers, they're gonna leave. They're gonna disappear because they're gonna realize they can't do that to you anymore. So yes, you will be lonely. But I will say this, you will not be alone. Because every single night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the two masked weirdos are going to be on Live Me. So you will not be alone.
To those who are very empathetic and very generous in that way, like I was saying before, no, always protect your peace. No, always stand firm in your yes and even your no. Especially with these folks, you have to like really kind of nip it in the bud when it comes to the whole taking kindness for weakness part. Never let somebody slide for too long. And I'm not saying like be mean about it or anything like that, but I'm just saying like always stand firm because these folks will definitely challenge, and that's my take on it.
Oh Lord, the baby done got. Look, I what's up with these children every night? I swear. So I have a 2 and 3-year old, right? 3-year old's upstairs chilling. 2-year-old keeps getting out the crib. Like he's learned how to get out the crib, and now he's sliding down the steps, acting crazy, acting a fool. He's supposed to be in the bed. You see, y'all, this is my real life. Y'all think I be making this stuff up. These children. Boy. Anyway. But yeah, y'all, we're about to get off of here. Before we go, if you're watching this on YouTube, because we are, of course, uploading this to YouTube. So if you are tuning in on YouTube, give us a like, thumbs up, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. And on that note, we will see you in the next broadcast. Bye.